What up, y'all? It's Jay driving out here in LA, and I got a little ghetto presentation for y'all. I don't know exactly how to share my screen as I record videos or do it live yet, and be able to show you guys my screen or whatnot. But a couple Wednesdays ago, I put up my best day so far after driving for about 11 weeks, almost 3 months right now. I got one of my best days recorded. It was about a $410 or $420 day. I forget exactly. I can't pop up the app right now because I have my recorder, my camera app on right now. But yeah, I put up somewhere a little bit over $400, and I just want to basically kind of go over the routes, or man, that was a beautiful day. I was out for a long time. I recorded on the app about 12 and a half hours, but you know how it is, we out there for a few more hours than what the app says. So it was a long day, hustled, and man, I was getting lucky left and right, I felt. And with the mix of putting myself in the right spots and a mix of luck, it was just one of those days where it was man, I need to repeat that at least once or twice a week. That would be a good check if I could start doing that. But yeah. So I don't know if you guys know. I have like 2-3 people watching as of right now, maybe 2 or 3 people. But if you could recommend me, what app or what I could do through my Samsung, that would be dope, because I want to be able to show my information a little bit better, rather than parking this gas station parking lot, waste 30-40 minutes writing everything down and whatever. I hope it's gonna be worth it, and I'm sure it will be. Wasting this time, I could be out there driving, but you got to put in some time and effort, if you want to see results elsewhere. So I got to put some time right here, take some time off from driving for 30-40 minutes and get some other work done. All right, so I don't want this video to drag on too long. I'm gonna try to go through it quick, but man, all right. So basically, I said this in a couple of my other videos, but I live right there in Van Nuys, so I'll start my day, my mornings around. I try to wake up by 3 o'clock latest. Hopefully, I'm up by 3. Wash up. If I need to, something quick, just splash my face with water, brush my teeth, deodorant, some cologne, and I'm cool. And I'm hopefully out there by like 3:30, so I could be heading towards my way that I want. And usually I hit the 405 north, and it depends how I feel. Sometimes if I keep driving up without getting a ride, I'll hit the 118 west and go towards Moore Park, or I'll hit the 5 north and go up towards Valencia, Castaic. Or I haven't really done it much, but I could hit the man, what is that freeway? Is it the 205, or I don't know what it is, from the 405, and it splits towards like Sylmar and Burbank, and it goes down towards that direction. So there's multiple ways I could break off, and it's usually good, first morning trips for LAX, at least $20 to, depends how far I get pulled out. So it's been up to like $60. So that's basically my route I start. I got a couple early ones around like 3:30. It was like $2-3 trips. Got 2 of them, and then from there I got pulled into Northridge, and that was a $30 trip into LAX. So first couple trips were short little inner city or local trips, or whatever you want to call it, and then I got that LAX trip that I'm always looking for in the morning. So that was a good one. I got a long pickup fee for that, probably like $7. So it was a pretty good distance to travel to them, but I don't mind in the morning. There's no traffic. I'm gonna get to LAX quick, and it's beneficial. So I love those. That was a $30 right off the bat. Then I guess, I was looking at it, I confused myself, because after I got pulled into LAX, I guess I drove back towards like where I live, that area. I drove up to 405 north, back towards Van Nuys, and I got a small ride after that. I got a few small rides actually in Van Nuys. little $5 trips or whatever. And then around 6:30 in the morning. So that first trip from Northridge, that was 4 a.m. in the morning, and then me driving back up into to Van Nuys area, that was about an hour and a half, a little over later, 5:40 a.m. And so whatever, since 4 a.m. the big trip, and then finally 6:30 hits, and I get a decent one. It's from Van Nuys to Pacoima, a little $10 trip, which is better than those little $2-3 trips. Dang, it's getting hot up in here. Let me crack some windows. Yeah, so it was a little $10 trip. It was cool to break those, tiny ones. And then let me see. The next trip was at 7:37 from Burbank Airport to Burbank. So it was still local, but it was let me see, 9 minute, 3 to 4. The first trip, I don't know how much that one, but I think it was around $10, $11 as well, and that was my first tip of the day for $3, so that was cool. I got a little tip. And then right after that, when I was in Burbank, I got pulled into on Sunset in Hollywood for a $12 trip. So it starts going from small ones to $10, $11, $12 trips. So it's starting to heat up a little bit. It's getting towards that morning time where people are going to work and the surges are starting to hit in Hollywood. So yeah, so getting pulled into Hollywood. Let's see. Started surging, like I said. So I hit a 1.7 surge right after that. That was too noisy. My bad, y'all. I'm not trying to carry this on too long. I'm gonna try to rip through this quick, but I just want to let y'all know the areas I'm hitting, the rides that I got, how I strung together a couple, really good ones, and man, hopefully it will be beneficial for y'all. And I'm just letting you guys know that you're able to do this in one day working in Uber as an UberX driver. So it's possible we could stack up. You just got to hit the right routes, and with a bit of luck, and you're good. So let me see. So the next one was a 1.7 surge. It was from the east of Hollywood. Oh, it's from West Hollywood to West Hollywood. So it was just within, the city right there. It's really busy. 21-minute trip for 4 miles. But that surge, it made it pretty good. $11, so it was cool. And then the next 3 rides after that got canceled, and each one had a different destination. You could check. Each one was different, so it wasn't the same person. I just got 3 cancels in a row, which was pretty annoying. But anyways, it was all good. Now it's 8:53 in the morning, and from that 1.7 surge to the 3 cancels, now I got a 2.7 surge. 8:53 in the morning on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood, and the trip was to Sunset in West Hollywood. But man, a 2.7 surge, that was beautiful. I'll take that all day. 15-minute trip, 2.5 miles. That's that's nothing for a good pay right there. And then luckily, I guess 15-20 minutes later, still I went from West Hollywood to West Hollywood. It was still pretty big surge. Same thing, 2.7 surge. This trip was $65, just about a little bit over $65 at 9:16 a.m. It was an hour long and 17 miles. It was from Sunset in West Hollywood to LAX, so that was a good one. And the surge, basically, man, so the original price I would have got with no surge was $23, and with the 2.7 surge, just alone, not total, just a surge, made me $42. So yeah, the total on that ride was $65. Man, I'll take that all day. That 2.7 surge, that was my highest surge I've ever had as well. So let me see, right after that, so that was 9:16. Get into LAX 10:19. I pick somebody up from the terminal, so I get, those are good when you take someone to LAX and you can pick somebody up from the terminals and take them out. That is what you want. That's perfect. And so I ended up taking them to La Habra. I think that's in Anaheim, right by Anaheim. Pardana, I don't know. It's pretty far though. So it was went east 46 minutes, 28 miles. That was a 27 trip. So, those 2 trips in a row, from the $65 trip before that to the $27 trip, that's good right there. It's almost $100. Yeah, almost $100 in 2 trips. You can't complain on that. So yeah, and then I was looking at it from right here. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I guess I drove back into West Hollywood all the way from La Habra. I must have turned my app off, because there's no way I could have put a set destination and not gotten a ride over there. So some reason I turned my app off, probably because I didn't want to keep getting pulled out farther and farther to like San Diego or something. So I just turned my app off and drove back into West Hollywood. And then let me see, yeah, from there my next trip was a $53 trip, and I got tipped $9 on that one. That was at 141, and it was a 1.4 surge in Century City. I went from Century City to Westlake Village. That's a little past Calabasas, so I was just getting a whole bunch of long rides today, and I was hitting surges on them too. That's, man, I want to repeat this day so bad every single day if I could. But yeah, so that was a 1.4 surge, $53 trip for that. That was about 53 minutes, 34 miles. I got a few small rides after that in Westlake, probably 2 small rides. And then after that small ride, I finally put a set destination from Westlake down to LAX. And my first ride, that I got after the set destination was to LAX. That was a $66 trip, and I got a $10 tip included in that one. That was about 4:50 p.m. And that trip took, what was it, an hour and 50 minutes, about 56 miles. And yeah, oh wait, my bad, I just read the wrong one. So that was from Westlake to LAX with my set destination on. That was $44. That was an hour and a half and 42 miles. And then from LAX, again, earlier I got those 2 back to back. That was almost $100 together. So from Westlake to LAX, I picked somebody up from LAX and took them into Laguna Hills. That's past Irvine. That's deep. That's the opposite way from Westlake in LAX. So I'm just traveling everywhere today. And that was a $66 trip with the $10 tip included. So that was over $100. Those 2 trips paired up, the LAX combo. So I was in Irvine, and then that's where my day ended. So, and that was at 4:48 p.m. I started the day around 3:30 a.m. So a little over 12 hours. So my total that I said, it was about $420. So the next morning around 3:30 in the morning, I got up and I got a pretty fat trip to LAX from Valencia. So like I said, I drove from the 405. I hit the 5 North, kept driving up, and got a good ride from Valencia to LAX the next morning. And since it was the next morning, it counted towards the previous day, that Wednesday. So it added to the total, kind of beefed it up to about, a little over $400. But, it depends how you want to look at it. If you want to take away, if you count that as a new day, then on that Wednesday, I tallied up about $380 around there, something around there, which is still really good for UberX and about, 13 hours out there driving. So, man, you could really make some good money doing UberX. In the future, I plan to get a, car so I could do XL and really bank up on some money. But for now, you got to find the hustle. And, this Wednesday, 2 weeks ago, I found it. I found that certain routes, the certain whatever it was, man, it was just going my way. So you can make some good money. You just got to put in the hours. You got to be consistent with it. You got to understand your market. You got to understand, where people like traveling, what times, where's the best areas to be. There's a whole strategy to it. And then the following Wednesday after that, I did pretty good. It was like a $200 day. For a Wednesday, it's cool. So yeah, you could really, it doesn't matter what day it is. I made some videos like a few weeks ago that's still unedited, and I never put it together, and it was me showing my whole Wednesday, and it sucked. I did really bad. And then it ended up that next Wednesday I killed it, that $400 day, and then the next Wednesday after that $200. So any given day you could really make some good money out there. You just got to know what you're doing, be consistent, be confident. Some days you're not gonna hit it, you know what I mean, and that's all right. But the other days when you do hit it, it's worth it. So just stay out there, keep making that money, keep staying. I don't know, just keep be conscious about the streets and about, you know, where your trips are taking you and the areas you're at. It's gonna make you it's gonna help you make a lot more money and not waste so much time. All right, y'all. I try to cut this off at like 7-8 minutes. I need to stop talking. All right, y'all have a good day. Peace out.